In commitment coverage tonight, a lot of people may have walked away from the 2024 election believing one viral storyline, that Republicans and Donald Trump won Pennsylvania by turning out the Amish vote. But how true is that? And how would anyone even measure it when voter rolls don't list religion?
The number of Amish voters in 2020 was down a bit from 2024 in Lancaster County. So in that sense, I think we would say that the Amish vote was not numerically decisive in the outcome.
Tonight, we're digging into new research out of Elizabethtown College that took a painstaking year-long look at Amish voter registration and turnout in Lancaster County and what it really says about the Amish role in Pennsylvania politics. Stephen Nolt and Kyle Kopko recently published a research note that suggests the Amish vote was not decisive in Pennsylvania in 2024. Their data shows about 2,500 Amish voted in Lancaster County in 2024, and turnout there was slightly lower than 2020, though about 4,500 Amish were registered. That's down from 2,900 in 2020. And now, while the voter rolls can't show who anyone voted for, they say it's a reasonable assumption that Amish voters who do vote lean Republican. They argue the bigger statewide shift from 2020 to 24 was in Philadelphia and nearby suburbs, where white and Latino voters back Democrats less strongly than in the past. So to them, that's the main reason Pennsylvania swung Republican, not necessarily because of the Amish. To identify Amish voters, since voter rolls don't list religion again, research Ayers painstakingly cross-referenced public voter rolls with Amish church directories. The manual work was done out of respect for directories rules, but no digital lists. That's why turnout estimates took this long.
Relatively few Amish people vote. They have lower rates of voting for religious reasons than you would find in the general rural population because of their religious commitments to separation from the world and so on. But for those Amish people who do vote, they tend to reflect the political opinions of their neighbors. And so sometimes I think there's a question about like what is like the one issue that is motivating Amish voters, or I bet this issues, and I'm not saying that there aren't distinctive issues that might particularly motivate Amish voters, but broadly speaking, when you talk to Amish people who do vote, they are reflecting the opinions and concerns of their other rural neighbors.
Now, looking to the future, researchers expect that Pennsylvania Republicans will continue to rally for the Amish vote, noting that the Democratic Party has put in less effort in engaging those rural voters.